Hey everyone, welcome back to Disney Sorcerer's Arena. Um, I think I got a little information here on speculation about the Fairest of them all event. And what's going to be happening is, you know, in the campaign, in the side campaign, you're not going to be able to get her even close to being open the first time around. Because what's going to be happening is is like, with standard teams, you know how you need the two to get baseline entry, and then you need to add a third, and then you need to add a fourth, and then you need to add a fifth, and so on and so forth. Well, I mean, I've been farming these guys pretty steadily, and I'm almost to the point where I'm about to get each of them open, and we'll see if I can here while I'm recording this. I just need one more for Grumpy here, and we got that. And we're not quite going to be where we need to be able to get Sneezy, I don't think. We need four more. But, it's going to be standard stuff. You're probably going to, you're probably going to have Dopey here, and he's probably going to be, or, Dopey or whoever here on the C node. And they're probably going to you're probably going to have, two or three. You probably just have to have these two to be able to farm whoever's on this third node here in the Fairest of them all event. I don't know though, because it could be you need those three to get part of Snow White, and so actually, now that I'm thinking about it, you probably will. You probably need these three at least to have open to be able to get like the Maleficent event, where just to get fragments of Maleficent, you need to have three of them, and that'll be tier 1. And then to go on to the next rank, you'll have to have Dopey a little higher. You have to have all three of these a little higher, or whoever, to go to the next rank, so on and so forth. Just like the Chip and Dale event right now, where you have to have, Monterey Jack high enough to get Chip, and then you have to have Monterey Jack and Chip high enough to get Dale, and like that. But just know that that's how it's going to go. You're going to have it'll be, but instead of Chip and Dale, I think it's going to be all Snow White. And you'll have to come here in the side mission to get more fragments for Sneezy, Grumpy, and the rest of the things. Because you're going to want to be having to farm that. And so if you're free to play, it's going to be a while. Because, if I'm going to have these guys open, hopefully I'll have enough time to get them to tier 3. By the time, and hopefully this Fairest of them all event will be like what we saw in the Emperor's New Groove thing, where it ran for 3 weeks, and you had plenty of time to level characters and get them up. But I want to let you know that if you're, now's the time, because the event's probably going to drop Wednesday, which would be the 5th or 6th, I think, maybe the 6th, yeah, or Thursday the 7th. So you need to be ready for that. Also, you might want to consider that, because I guess people were out there thinking that there might be a new smell, because it's been a long time since we've had a new spell, and that's the reason I was so high on Winnie the Pooh, because oh bother, the honey pot has been in the game since it's launched, and it's never been there. But I think we are definitely going to get some new, maybe one or two new spells. What those are, what the effects that they do, but I think it could be a deal where it was sort of like when the Wreck-It Ralph came out, where you had and the Maleficent event too, where you have to have the spells high enough to be able to advance. So this is going to be a long process for if you're, especially if you're free to play. If you're a little bit more free with your money, if you're thinking about dipping in because you're like, I really like Snow White. Good. I don't know, but yeah. So it's going to be, you know, and I don't know if you're going to need. I don't know if you're going to be able to supplement your team with the characters. So let me back up because I feel like I've gotten a little tongue tied, and I feel like I need to clarify something. So I think that you're going to need, as I get into this video and as I began recording, I was like, hey, it's going to be like a Moses event where you need this, and this character to get a little further in Snow White. I don't necessarily know that's the case. Because if they're coming out with 7 dwarves, I don't know that you're going to need that to get to snow. Now it's possible that they put just like not that many shards in each node. I don't know, but obviously you can get the dwarves. You get the dwarves here. You're gonna be able to get all of the dwarves here. So that's the case. I don't know, but like what I'm unsure about is how exactly you're gonna get Snow White. But you need to be prepared to either commit to saving up some Grand Campaign energy now, especially if you want Snow White. If you're just yeah, I'm not really interested in Snow White, totally get it. Continue farming, continue gearing up, whoever. But if you're specifically, you're like, yes, I want Snow White, then you need to be farming these two individually, and then maybe even doing these two right here. I'm gonna try, since I have it, and I haven't did these at all. We're just gonna jump in and see if I get. You can see I got so there is, but it's gonna take a lot of resources to be able to have saved up to be able to get these guys on these particular nodes. Because if you watch my playthrough of this thing, let's say for argument they end up putting Happy here and Sleepy here. I mean, look at this. This is 20 for Happy, and then who did I say? Sleepy here, and the Sleepy goes up to 22. And let's say this is Doc. Doc's 22. And then the further you get down here, this is 24, and this is also 24. So it's not like it's a light investment, because it goes from 20, which we're used to for the higher end tunes if you've been playing, but 22, that's kind of unheard of. And my account here, I've been playing for a year, not super hardcore, not just been playing every day I can, and I'm only level. Yes, I know I unlocked Grumpy. Yay, I unlocked him. He's great. So I've been playing for a year. I'm level 71. And as we know, level 71 and a half, and as we know, level cap is 80. And then, obviously I'm only sitting on, this is a free-to-play account, so I'm sitting on 2.06 gold, million gold, which is not a ton. And if I'm going to be looking to take, as many of these guys, let's just see how far I can get Grumpy with, since I just opened him. If we went in and looked at Grumpy and we said, okay, I want to get Grumpy as far as I can take him. Click on Grumpy. I'll level him up. I can get him all the way to 61 with 2.06 million gold. So I can only get him to 61. But if you're smart and if you're not trying to get too far, like obviously if you're trying to get this all the way done the first pass, be prepared to plop down some cash. But if you're not, then just realize that all you've got to do is take him to level 35, and you can gear him all the way out from gear 1 all the way to gear 5 at level 35. Then when you want to go to gear 6, you go to level 50, and then when you want to go to gear 7, you have to go to 60, and then you basically have to go to 70 to get him to, not quite to 70, but you basically have to go to 7 to get him to 8 stars. So that's going to be the long and short of it. So my recommendation for this event is just get them open. Get them open. Start gearing them, especially if you're like, hey, I've dug into the kits. I've listened to a couple of guys, and I think that I might want to go for as much of the Snow White crew as I can. I want to go for as many of the miners as I can. That's fine. So what you want to be doing, like I said, is if outside of having as many shards right now going in, I think you're probably going to want them at least 3 stars, just so you can be able to do whatever. So get them open. If you're able to get another 25 tokens to be able to take them to tier 3, I think that's probably going to be where you want to get them to be able to do. That's what I feel like I need to do to be able to feel like I'm going to be successful in this thing. Get them to, get as many of them, at least the 2 that we have available right now in Grumpy and Sneezy. Get them to tier 5, level 35. Look at their abilities. Consider investing some runes in their abilities, and then beyond that, consider saving as much of your energy, whether it's Grand Campaign energy, whether it's Hero and Villain Campaign energy. So consider settling that. Now, I know you have dailies to do, and I'm not saying not to do the dailies. I'm just saying, after you get them geared up, try not to spend any more. And still make sure you get your dailies done, but don't spend any more than you need to get your dailies done. That's only if you're able to get them unlocked to at least tier 3. Get them geared to around gear 5, probably. It's my recommendation. So, and just know that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to get this whole crew as a free-to-play. So, if you are dedicated free-to-play to you, that's what this count. This is what this is count is going to be. So when I do my 13-month update, this is going to be one of the things that you're going to look at is, hey, how well was this guy able to follow through with what he said he was going to do? That's going to be a really interesting thing. Because I'm not, I'm willing to put the other guys on the back burner for a little while, just so I can see how good these guys are going to be. And like I said, Big Hero 6. If you're a newbie, if you're a new person getting the game, Big Hero 6 is probably the way to go. You're going to want to farm them to get to Gizmo Duck. Use Gizmo Duck to get to Eve. Use Eve to get to Wally, because that's your big bang for the buck. But there's a potential, because these are wild characters, and you do need wild characters for towers, for the Rapunzel Tower. You do need them for the Mother Gothel event, and you do need them a little bit in the expedition for various wild towers. So keep that in mind. But I just want to encourage you, if you are free to play and you are able to I don't know how far you're going to be able to get, um, honestly. But you need, if this is your team, you need to try to, you know, get to level 35, get your team geared up. If you end up in a really good position where you're able to get somebody to gear 6 or multiple somebodies to gear 6, then I think you should. Um, and then, but just prepare because it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a hard sludge if you're doing this free to play, and I just want to prepare you for that. Um, but yeah, I think that's all I got. So we'll see what I got right. We'll see how it comes out. And also think about these spells because they're not. I don't know how we're gonna acquire the spells because they've never. It's been since Grandma Tala was the last time I believe they introduced a new spell into the game, and that was tied to the Moana event, which happened way back in 2020 is when Moana and Maui came out. So that's something you need to think about and consider because, I don't think that you'll need those new spells at a very high level, or even at all, until you're getting close to where you're getting Snow White done. But just prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll be back later when I have something else to talk about. Till then, have a good night. We'll see ya. Bye.